Everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We doing good. All right. Now we have an approval for the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Approval for March minutes.
Motion to approve meeting minutes for March without rereading.
We have a second.
I'll also second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Approval for a work order in the amount of $1,160.50. That's for January, February, and March.
I'll make a motion to approve the work order.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Old business, roads, Bruce.
Basically, we're in the process of planning the road work for this year. Like every other year, it depends on the money. We're all getting together this afternoon and going around and doing an evaluation on the road. Choosing what has to be looked after, prioritize everything. That's about it.
New business. Patty Frank, you here?
Yes,
Patty? Got a little something that you'd like to.
yeah, I'm gonna just sit here with me. My name is Patty Frank, Troxel Spring Road. On April the 6th, I came to the office, to ask why Wendy and I could not get. Oh, you don't want me talking that, do you?
You don't have to, you talk loud enough.
Oh, I'm loud, I'm very nervous. Can everybody hear me? I thought so, yeah, I was sure we were good. But anyway, I went to the office, and I was told there was no security at this time. Myself, on Friday night, along with other neighbors on Troxel Spring Road, which I thought the one was gonna be here, but we were pretty much harassed, terrorized at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wendy, Cherry, that was right down the road here, was terrorized at 10:30. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, Friday and Saturday night, my house was both nights. Well, Saturday night, I was waiting and I went out to the porch, said a few, words I'm not gonna say. But anyway, Wendy and I got with Wendy and we told them there was no security right now. So we got together. Oh, Saturday night when the boys was at my house, I got in my car and I rode around Troxel Spring Road in Harmony because I have grandchildren up here. My neighbors is my grandchildren's friends. I have an elderly lady in the back that I help the family take care of, and I didn't want them terrorized. So I rode around at 3:30 in the morning, making sure they didn't bother anybody else. And I don't know if they was anywhere else in Glendale year round, but I know Troxel Spring Road, we was pretty well, and I didn't mean to say the word terrorized. Pounding on the door, ringing doorbells, and yelling, and it was awful. But anyway, we put it on Facebook, we got together because we had to do something to stop this. And the very next day, I had 2 messages that these boys put this on social media, that this was a TikTok thing to be funny, and I really don't think it was going to stop up here. I think when summer, they do not go to Glendale. They do not go to Glendale up here. They're not from here. I don't feel it's going to stop, but anyway, I was given names of the 2 boys and where where they lived up here. I got along with Wendy because we was doing this together as a team, and the mother saw the pictures on Facebook that we had posted. Well, the mother was awesome. Best parent in the world, taking care of business, and the young man that was visiting was escorted off and said he will never be welcome up here again. And her son, she said, is being reprimanded very harshly, and she said boys and kids will be teenagers, but not when you start terrorizing people in the neighborhood. So Tim Tuck did come in, I think it was maybe Tuesday after the fact, and he said that he was gonna go up and talk to the mother to see if we could talk to the boy. We didn't press charges because the mother was a responsible parent. But this comes down to this. When I moved here almost 3 years ago in August, there was 3 security cars on the road. And one of the reasons I moved up here was because of security, because the town that I came from, Reed Township, very loud. I helped the township put the noise ordinance in because all night we would hear music blaring into our homes. And Ricky and I decided we have to do something about this because it was only going to get worse this summer. But anyway, what I did was I called the Summit PA Lawyers and Law Firm to ask information onto what can we do, because for some reason the board is not being serious. I was at a meeting here, was it like 2, 3 meetings ago, where the gentleman back here was discussing robberies up here. And I feel like, what has happened since then? What's going on with the board that all of a sudden, it's not important anymore? And it's like, we gotta go from meeting to meeting to meeting to discuss this. And I don't understand why it's not gonna stop. So I did get a hold of Martha from Summit PA Lawyers and Law, and there was a couple things she told me to make sure I had. I had to make sure that when we all moved up here, that we had security, and I had to prove it. On your guide for property owners, on page 20, it has here, window your own security and the number on here. On your property owner's checklist, line number 2, call state police to report crime, break-in, robbery, also notify window your own security. So I have the proof that when I moved here, I was told I was going to have security. Well, we haven't had security, and I don't understand that because we pay dues. And I went up because that's the other thing the Lord told me to get, and I looked on the board and took the picture. There is a budget for security up here. And whenever somebody's off with surgery, and hopefully everybody that's off sick is fine or whatever, but there's agencies out there. We're paying you our dues, we're paying you for security. I'm moved up here for security. In Evansville, for IPA security service, $12 an hour. And Altoona, there's security companies that you can call to fill in for the money that we're paying you, that when I moved up here for protection. Well, right now, Martha is chipping into, I'm supposed to call her back Monday to see how this meeting went. Because she's chipping into the fact that what if somebody gets hit with a car out here on their 4-wheeler, because it's gonna get busy up here. This is a recreational area. And a lot of people up here that live here forgets about that. But what if somebody gets hurt? What if something happened to my property that day? What if something happened, like, for anything? Well, they're chipping into your liability as being and showing that you have security. If you don't have security, can we come back and can you be liable for what happens to us because you're not supplying us with what we have when we sign contracts when we moved in here? I love it up here, and even this, I'm going to protect myself. And when the state policeman came, we basically, Wendy and I got a lecture. And what he said was, this is the POA. But and it's in the handbook that calls state police. He goes, if it's just for non-criminal stuff, he says, don't bother. Because this is private property. That gate out there hurts you from us coming in here. Security has to call us. Most of the time, he came up and he just basically just said, you need to go to your POA because there's nothing I can do for you. So we don't have 100% state police protection. We haven't been having security, and prayers to whoever's out sick, but there's an option for you to fill that position. I don't want to protect myself. I don't want to ride around and protect my neighbors on my own, unless you offer to pay me, and that's a different story. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to protect my neighbors. I'm going to protect me. And the state policeman said, well, watch what you do. Because I was going to put fishing line across my steps and says, they get hurt, they're going to come back on you. So what do I have as a homeowner? How do we all have as a homeowner up here to protect all of us? I don't know if any of you live up here or not, but does your family ride four-wheelers? Do they walk on the road? So this is a vocational community, which is wonderful. But we need security to protect it. And, okay, I'm done.
I have a question. Regarding that.
What's your
whenever
name,
there is, I'm sorry,
What's your name, sir?
Joe Petrosky. I'm on that front of it. Whenever there is no security, is the defibrillator available?
No.
Where's it at?
That's the office.
So at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's available without security?
No.
Well, what can you tell us right now to help us?
Well, we don't have security on at 3 in the morning on any given day.
But you haven't been having it during the day for 3 or 4 days in a row that I know of.
Well, we had. Jim got sick, Ken is taking his place.
Well, I came up on Saturday and I think Ken came Tuesday.
And when Ken isn't there, then I've got maintenance answering the phone and taking care of it. Because Ken got sick at the same time that Jim was sick. And we only have the two of them, not like the whole fleet of people. But at that point, we have maintenance covering.
But when I moved up here, there was 3. In fact, in the afternoon, when it got really busy on weekends, you actually had 2 security guards running around at one time.
Well, we do in the summertime. Actually, I think that got shortened last year, but prior to that, there would be the 2 guards at nighttime. And that's seasonal.
But we called, Wendy and I both called security 2 days in a row and got nothing. No answer to nothing.
So I'm sorry about that. Now this is because a kid rang the doorbell at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Did he break something? Is there more? I just want to know what all.
The 2 boys were terrorizing houses. And it's not just that. When you don't have security, we've got car speeding.
What kind of terrorizing? I mean, this is what I'm understanding. I didn't hear, I heard some kids rang the doorbell and took off, and that's.
Well, how about they come to your house at 3 o'clock in the morning, pounding on your door when you're sound asleep, ringing the doorbell and yelling. And this happens not the first night, but also the second night, and to Wendy, it happened at 10:30 and 3 o'clock. And when you have kids, whatever, it's terrorizing. I didn't move up here to be terrorized.
Bob Bruner, 304 Mistletoe. Well, they know when security ain't on. That's like when I got a call when that guy let his dog out in my yard.
I try not to publicize exactly when security's on, just so the bad guys don't know exactly when.
Well, most of them have 24-hour security. You check into it.
Well, we don't. And until we do, then there's not a whole lot I can do at 3 o'clock.
Because you told me I shouldn't have went after that guy.
I know you probably should.
But
if somebody knocked on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would catch it.
You
before
keep
he got
talking
off.
about 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's put that out the window right now. Let's talk about for the whole entire day. Even if at night when they have to go home, before 10 comes on, who else is there? I'm not talking about just 3 in the morning. How about we get off of that? Because there's others there that there's nobody during the day.
Well, we don't have a lot of money allocated for security. I agree with you.
Well, what if our TOA dues, if everybody and all of us been out year round, Besides, next year, we're not gonna pay our dues. You're gonna be devastated. So that's kind of how you left us without security. Devastated.
Sorry.
661 Harvey Circle, Boston, Illinois. I would like to know what's going on with Jared. So I would like to know what's going on with Jared without a lower drug addict. Robbing people.
Guys?
So in response to your question, with the homeowner or resident of the community here, the civil matter it's been discussed at length, and brought up many times during these meetings. Due to the nature of these proceedings and the fact that we are trying to actively work with law enforcement, our lawyers and legal team on this process, the board cannot publicly comment on the ongoing of those proceedings. However, we are taking action on it, and I do ask that the residents, I know it is a very hot topic for everyone, but we have to understand that anything that we're bringing up here is hearsay. If you have any actual evidence, any information that needs to be passed on to the authorities, please bring it to the office or contact the authorities directly. However, we cannot just continually, meeting after meeting, have 5, 6, 7 people stand up with opinions and hearsay on it. When we are, that is absolutely fine. And with that evidence, and then we have to ensure that evidence is provided.
I just want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we are currently with legal, and we are currently with law enforcement, and we have been undergoing that procedure for months now.
How long is it going to take?
I don't have an answer for that.
Well,
We
I'm
cannot,
tired of dealing with it.
absolutely, and we all are, yes. But coming up and then everybody just basically continually adding fuel to the fire each meeting on this specific instance and individual does nothing for the legal proceedings that can happen. These are video recorded, these are live streamed. Every time that we get up here, we're interjecting and giving public comment on an ongoing procedure we're trying to get validation and action taken on. It's really negating it.
So when can we expect something to happen?
That is in the hands of the authorities. We do not have the authority to prosecute, to determine criminal action, or to arrest anyone. That is up to the state and local police departments to do so.
So we're just supposed to live with it?
No, we're supposed to provide the evidence to the proper authorities
But we've done
as fully as we can, and then hold those authorities accountable, which is what the board has tried to do, and we continue to try to do so, working with the local and state authorities.
I mean, I have to agree with this lady. When I was in here, I believe my book said this place provides 24 hours of security.
Nowhere in the covenant or the owner's book list do say 24 hours. It does say that this facility does provide security. That security is for the bylaws and covenants of Glendale POA. So that security is to enforce rules and regulations within the POA, not for criminal actions.
So what are we supposed to do for criminal
Did
action?
you call the state police? Did you call the state police?
Oh, no, I did not. I was told not to.
You hear what she said?
Well, I did, and they came and they basically gave me an extra dirtier POA. And Wendy was here, she could verify that. That's what he said to me, go to your POA.
Trespass and theft is a different story. If they trespass onto your property, then you should be able to file charges through the state police. And same with you, that's what I'm being told. Trespass is trespass.
Different stories, they told me go to the POA.
Well, and Ms. Frank, and to answer that, you did mention that you chose not to press charges, correct, in that situation?
Yes, because the mother took care of things. Ken came to the house, both our houses, and we said we wasn't going to press charges as long as he went and talked to the young man to show him how serious this was.
Absolutely, and I just want to stress that it is on the individual homeowner's responsibility. If you do contact the state police or local police and they do arrive, it is the individual homeowner's responsibility to press charges. On behalf of the POA, we can only press charges for POA controlled property. Individual homeowners' properties, as you said, Ms. Frank, you chose not to press charges on that.
But I think it wouldn't have happened in the first place if they knew there was security up here.
No, that's it.
I apologize, I couldn't give you a further answer to that, but we do have to go through the appropriate channels and understand that our security is for the conduct and regulations of the POA. It is to see that residents are coming in and exiting in a peaceful manner, and it is to adhere to the rules and codes of conduct for the POA. Any criminal matters have to be dealt with by state or local authorities. We are doing everything possible to assist in that situation that's going on and has been reported to us on numerous occasions. However, we cannot just entertain the hearsay continually.
If the salary is $50,000 a year for security and they're not working, where's the rest of that money go? If they're not getting, what do you call it? Temp agencies to come in until they can come back.
We are budgeted, we just increased our budget to 20,000, just 2 months ago, or 20 hours per week. I apologize for that misspoke. Just 2 months ago to increase the security presence in here and also to ensure the safety at the gate, during high peak times of incoming and outgoing traffic.
And you said 20 hours a week?
We increased additional 20 hours a week. Yes, ma'am.
Joanne Apple. You know our Megan lady. You guys, I know, I'll give you all trouble. I've given you everything in the world with trouble. But I do agree with the board. They cannot do what they cannot do. I'd love for them to get up and say, okay, we're gonna do this. They can't. Even I know that. If you have any problems, sir, take care of it. You can call the
So you want
police.
to go down and take care of them? You know, let's go our security room.
Think about it. How big is Glendale year round? 1 cop, 2 cop, even if we had 3 on all the time, they can't be everywhere. So you gotta take care of your own stuff, and if you have a major problem, then you know where the state police are, and file your complaint with them. These guys can't do diddly.
But when we're calling the state police, it's the truth. Calling the state police over nothing.
Well, they will. They will have enough problem. You want to do, young lady?
All
I have
right,
some.
move right along, move right along.
Shoot first and ask questions for you.
Be nice, be nice.
I do have a question.
Please.
I do have a question regarding you saying that security will take care of what's, as far as like the laws or the rules in here. Because last year at the 4th of July, when there's supposed to be no fireworks in here, I have a dying dog that almost went through my sliding glass window because of fireworks. So I called security 2 times. He comes down, he does his little round, did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You call security, they drive by, they look, they do nothing. So you saying that the security is here to take care of the rules that are in here governed by the POA, that's a bunch of malarkey, because they do nothing. They drive around, they can see stuff, you call them, they do nothing. So you need to get somebody with a little bit of authority that's gonna take care of some of the things when someone does call about something that is governed by your law rules.
Thank you, Dr. We'll take that to our security.
Tina Taylor.
And just a caveat on that, I want to clarify too, as we're coming up to the summer season, the covenant and bylaws do allow for any legal Class C fireworks to be set off in the
You
racing around.
guys put up signs, no fireworks.
No.
absolutely no fireworks is what
If
it
you read
says.
the bylaws, it says that anything.
Then don't put your
aside from
signs
Class
up.
C,
I-
so it is legal to purchase in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
We don't need to go there.
No, because you guys change based on what you want to change.
Did they
You
sit there?
make your own rules. You make your own rules.
Did they sit there and watch these guys shoot up fireworks, or did they stop while they were there and were playing cat and mouse with somebody shooting off some fire? It's really.
I explained to him, in fact, I drove down and showed him exactly where it was coming from. It
If
was
they're
just like-
shooting us, if they're shooting.
And they
we
were
see it,
not legal.
If we see
I
that,
can
they
tell you
get-
that.
and we write up tickets on it, and we get the measly little fine for it, but we have to say, okay,
He's
okay,
seen it.
okay.
He's seen it.
Then he should have wrote them up, and he should have, there's only so much you can do.
They don't do nothing. This is.
Okay, okay. I disagree.
Because you're not in here paying attention, that's why.
Moving right along. Speed bump.
I'll speak to this. Recently, at last meeting, we did discuss, and we did have some homeowners that actually took some action, and thank you for that, for those that did. As far as the opportunity that some property owners expressed the interest in providing and installing their own speed bumps on some of our unimproved roadways. We did give this a vague, I wanted to clarify that though, a vague go-ahead for that procedure, which we did have some speed bumps installed on large land. To formalize the board's opinion on that, we just want to make sure everybody's aware of the fact that if there is a desire and a request for a speed bump to be installed on an unimproved roadway inside Glendale year-round, we ask that you request that to the office. We will then look at that area and either approve it or disapprove it on a case-by-case basis based upon the safety needs of the roadway and the needs of the homeowner as well. So as long as you come to the office, just request where you would like it. In addition to that, the homeowner, if they are purchasing those, it would have to be rated by the NSGA to be a valid speed bump. And the POA will do the installation on those unimproved roadways to ensure the safety of that speed bump.
I was Carol, 17 and 18 caution. Why does the individual have to pay for them? We don't own the road.
It is just we are providing this as an opportunity to the homeowners that is expressing interest and the desire to do so. We still will, in addition to the roadway improvement plans and the roadway improvement that we do on an annual basis, and as far as stop signs, speed bumps that we install seasonally, that will still continue. We are just providing this as an opportunity to the individual homeowners if they would like that extra step and provide the speed bumps that the POA will ensure the installation is safe and adequate, and we will put that in place. Yes, sir.
Who did you say it had to be approved by?
The architectural committee and the board of directors. So if you just drop that request off at the office. Yes, ma'am.
So no one else in this community has a say over where they're gonna be installed, that we're just gonna have speed bumps installed everywhere, because I drive antique cars. And if I tear the bottom off of an antique car because we're putting speed bumps everywhere, because we let every Tom, Dick, and Lauren decide that he built on a dirt road and he doesn't want some dust. Because that's what it's coming down to. Where does it stop? This is a community, it's by everybody, it's not just certain people in here.
That is correct, ma'am. That's why we have the architectural committee and the board of directors to
But that should be voted on by everybody in this community, not just you guys deciding where these speed bumps are gonna go. I don't wanna drive into a Walmart parking lot where you got speed bumps, one after another, just constant. That's a little absurd.
And that's why we're asking.
There's four on Lark. Boom, boom, right after each other. That's ridiculous.
There'll be more. It's all over.
I just wanna say
It's all in dust.
A few years
You
ago.
built on a dirt road.
Please. A few years ago, I was just seeing on Facebook, there's people talking about people running the gate, sneaking in here and running the gate. Oh, they're following people in and running the gate. So then, we put the speed bump just inside the gate. So as soon as somebody comes through the gate, they pretty much, and there's a pretty big speed bump, so they've got to stop to go over. The very next day, somebody's back on Facebook complaining about the speed bump. I mean, this is just the way, I mean, I don't think they should be putting speed bumps up everywhere. No, I don't believe it. It should be
We
approved.
built in here, we came in here, I was in here 97. We had dirt roads. I didn't care. Fair was when I went across my park. But I mean, it was dirt roads. Now that you guys are trying to fix them up, they're not happy. Nobody's happy in this world more. I've never seen so much hate in my life. I mean, you do one thing to help somebody, the other guy bitches. You do something to help them, this guy's bitching. You're never gonna win.
No,
You're never gonna win.
it's like a situation we were just talking about.
Yeah, you're just not gonna win.
A year ago, remember the lady, she got attacked on Red Oak, her dog got killed? Jim went out and issued a fine right away to that lady that had that dog, all right? Took state police 2 days to get up there. When they got up there, they looked and said, there's nothing we can do. You already fined us, people. You already punished them. We do something, it's double jeopardy. So, I mean, this lady killed the lady's dog and bit her. She would have 2 surgeries.
Yeah, I know, it's me.
But they couldn't do anything because we issued a fine.
I hear you, don't do it again.
So we're gonna have the state police or the POA, one of the two.
Pardon me?
We can't have them both. We gotta have the POA and security for the state.
That didn't make any sense to me because number one, it's our rules. I mean, we don't have arrest power. We can't put anybody under arrest. We can't hold anybody. Yeah, we get a citation. When we give out a citation, 9 times out of 10, Tom's gotta go to the magistrate to get a judge to say, you gotta pay this.
And then the people don't pay.
And then they don't pay, then we gotta take them back again. I mean, if you look, he's been really doing a great job trying to enforce. It used to be, our legal budget was $700-800. We're spending $12,000-14,000 a year taking people to court. All right, but it's paying off. But, I mean, we do one thing. I mean, we responded immediately when that lady got attacked by that dog, all right? Issued you a big fat fine, all right? Then the state police come up 2 days later. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. They should have still been held liable by the law, not because we fined them. You should be able to.
The distinct difference, what the POA did in issuing that fine was a civil matter. There are criminal laws that cover that, and the state police should have filed criminal charges if the person wished to file that charge.
But the problem we're having, they've taken the easy way out. All you hear from the state police, this is private property. You take care of it. I called the state police on an issue. They said, I understand you got security up there? Yeah, call that. I mean, it
You have
is.
to talk to this base commander, the troop commander, and explain the situation to him. Because that trooper should not be denying you service.
I had a case a few years ago where a guy was going, instead of going around Fiddler's Elbow, he decided to take his car straight up. Got stuck 3/4 of the way up in the ditch. Now the guy's standing there with a beer in each hand. He's so drunk he could hardly walk. All right.
It's not a public roadway, so they can't file charges.
So the state police happened to come by. And he said, I said, the guy's drunk. He not only got his car stuck, he went and got his golf cart with a trailer on it, took it up there and got that stuck too. He goes, I can't do it in this private road. And I thought, I said, if you follow me around, saw me pulling in my driveway, sitting on the driveway, and you pull in, you can't get me for driving under the influence. But there was nothing we could do.
Parking lot, it's a private road, there's no restriction law. Maybe it was arrested public drunkenness. Not public, it's private property. Even though it's on private property, it's public.
It's
Separate fence.
Yeah, we got something with that.
Well, I didn't know, well, what I gave a citation for was the dog being on the property, without a leash. I didn't give a citation because the dog was vicious. That's where the state police or the dog were just picked up and done. But they didn't do it.
I agree.
There's a thing, I can give a citation.
Yes, sir, I'm back.
Going back to what you were saying about the state police, how do we fix it?
How do we fix it? You say, how do we fix it?
Yes.
Well, you're saying you had an incident and you had it on camera.
I do, I think we can.
Call the state police and file charges for trespassing.
Yes.
I mean, that's what you need to do as the homeowners. You need to file the charges. We just do our best to try to monitor it, but ultimately, I mean, you've got to file the charge. There's a few of them out there. He's still a garden hose. I'm getting too detailed in it.
Everybody knows, it's on Facebook.
Okay, I can't talk about it on over the air or publicly. But you need to file charges, even if it's just a garden hose.
Okay, but my question is, like, you're talking about the drunk driver and all this stuff. How do we fix that somebody can take care of it?
Take the gate down. You know, it can still remain, still our private property, we can still have a BO, a board of directors, we can still have a POA, take the gate down. They just want to swap the edges.
The gate does not make a difference on, as far as criminal liability in the state police section inside of here. I would just ask, and as you asked, what we do is we have to hold these agencies accountable. We are in rural Pennsylvania. The state police do have a large area for these troops that are running in these areas. And oftentimes they will sort of try to take an easy way. Hold them accountable, demand an incident report. Anytime that you contact them, demand an incident report. They are required to log your call, give you an incident ID, incident number, and the trooper that took that report down and the trooper that would follow up on that report. Demand that from your agencies, whether it's state or local. Do not take no for an answer. If you're calling because of a trespass, if you're calling because of a theft, do not demand, do not accept no. Have them report out, have them give you an incident number. If they're not willing and they don't have a trooper come out, ask for the incident number over the phone and then talk with that station commander during regular business days. That's how we're gonna hold these agencies accountable. It really comes down to the fact that if it is a criminal action, the POA and our security does not have the jurisdiction to take criminal actions into account. And for situations, I know we've thrown around double jeopardy and there's been a lot of hearsay about state agencies and dog wardens not being able to prosecute based upon civil fines. Any fine laid by the POA has no bearing on any other agency, whether it's a dog warden, whether it's the state police or local police. They can still prosecute and hold accountable any of those actions. We just have to make sure they are doing so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you do need to change when we move in here, what you have on your papers. Because it has here to call state police to report a crime, break or robbery, also notify Windell year-round security.
Yes.
If you don't want us calling the security and you're
No,
saying.
please
call-
notify us so we can be readily available to assist whatsoever.
Okay.
But criminal actions will not be prosecuted by our security.
And I do want to tell you, Ross, because when people in here get upset, when they get frustrated, you stay calm. When other people on the boards get agitated back, it makes it more agitated. So kudos for you for being up there and being calm when people out here are on.
Moving right along. Property updates.
First, I'd like to welcome back Kip Hoffmaster, for those of you who don't know. In recovery from heart surgery, and looks fine. 80-year-old. Delinquent update. I'm happy to announce that so far the POA has spent $6,759.53. They've collected $19,848.26. That ratio is about 3 to 1. So for every dollar we're spending, we're getting 3 back.
Oh, I like that.
There are 4 more hearings scheduled. 4 more hearings are scheduled this week, 2 on Monday and 2 on Wednesday. I'm happy to announce that Ron Tracer, board member, has successfully completed his hunter safety course. How many people participated, Ron?
Had a total of 23 students, and it was a great day, and they all passed, so I appreciate everybody,
He was also able to generate $500, which are going to go toward the purchase of fish for our annual Derby on Memorial Day. Also happy to announce that the property in the mobile home area that we have fought for years and years and years, we cleaned it up, we went into debt, and now we have successfully sold that for $6,000. Shout out to Chris and Perry Wellington, who will not accept any commission on the sale. So that was clean money. Those of you that are swimmers, water aerobic participants, and bingo participants, I'm sad to tell you that Andrea Hendrickson, after 23 years of service to the POA, being the host down there at the pool, she passed away. There is a memorial fund formulated. We already have contributions rolling in. Discussions are going on now how we're going to remember her. The good news is that Brian and Tina Gardner have agreed to take over the bingo committee. We're looking for some help. It doesn't have to be every week. We're just looking for people to spell them because they like to play bingo too. So if you're able to work in the kitchen or run the floor during bingo, please let our office know. Our staff is in the process of repairing the pool right now. We're currently doing concrete work, minimal concrete work on the walls, but it's tedious, it takes a long time. Obviously, if you live here, you know that storm and rain damage had done a lot of damage to our roads. We're pretty well cleaned up with that. Placement of millings on the roads is underway. A garden update. To date, we have $1,500 in donations. The POA is committed $3,500 more in funding to go toward that project. 4 people have signed up for plots and 2 more pending, depending on the progress that's being made. It's my understanding that Nathan and a few people are going to stake out the property up there.
Already done.
Already done?
Yep, this morning.
Okay. This afternoon, you're going to go out and take a look at the layout, or is that going to be Sydney? Well,
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Ron, Greg, myself, maybe if you'd like to join us as well after this meeting, half an hour after this meeting, we're going up to the property to finalize. We have a draft laydown plan that anyone's welcome to look at, but to finalize the actual structure for the fencing.
Okay, and then Ron and his crew are gonna go up and start to turn the ground. We don't know if we're gonna run into stone, clay, boulders, or whatever, but we're gonna do that. And begin to haul some of the topsoil that was taken from the lower half and put in a dump up there to try to start to formulate a base that's feasible to be planted. In terms of roads, the board is immediately following this meeting, they're going out and they're going to launch the project for road improvements. That would basically be in terms of macadam. We're hoping to have that work done prior to Memorial Day. And finally, the Kibler Lake improvement people, I'm understanding are tomorrow morning are going to meet and begin the placement of bird boxes in the Kibler Lake area. So to all those people who I mentioned, again, I'd like to thank you on behalf of our board of directors.
Moving right along. Quick question, update on the culvert pipe. Kibler Pond. Culvert pipe. Culvert pipe for Kibler. We have any update on culvert pipe?
No, we started there.
The old one's out, the new one needs put in.
They was talking about using that pipe we have down in the yard, didn't it?
And we could.
Yeah, but is that what the permit says is allowed? Nobody's seen the permit.
Permit says at least 36 inches diameter, and we have 36 inches down there. I need permission to use one. We talked about before, me taking and ripping that on out, nobody ever allocated any funds to putting one back in.
I said earlier, has anybody actually physically seen the permit? I hear you got the permit. Has anybody has seen the permit, seen any plans that came with the permit?
Laura, what do we get email from Dr. Shaw?
That was for these.
That's what we're talking about, not ripping out, but where it shows that it needs to be at least 36-inch pipe to go back in there. Authorization.
We'd have to look it up and see. I thought that was just finalizing what was done before I was even came here.
We have authorization from the state stating it needs to be at least 36-inch pipe that gets put back in there.
You said this in right.
Because, well, we had it on the computer down at the office. But because it's not a roadway, it's nothing more than your normal culvert that we put in everywhere. Just a piece of pipe with dirt on it. Do I have permission to use one of our places?
We agreed to it.
I mean, the pipes are bought for somewhere else. That's the whole thing.
I see 4 heads going.
I'll make a motion to use the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, motion by Ron, second by.
All in favor? Motion carries. Moving right along. Is that what you want, Lauren? Is that sufficient? We got authorization, we'll get one put in pretty soon.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get pushed off, to the side, when it gets done ASAP, that's fine.
Okay. Brady Leahy has a variance request. Are you here?
Yes.
Brady? Yes. You are right. Got this board for you. Well, right after this meeting, the board wants to meet with you, we'll sit down and discuss all this. And go from there. So right after the meeting, if you want to sit back and wait, I'll meet back in that room right there. Yes. Okay? Anybody else? Sorry.
Wondering how he has, Mike Sheridan. Sheridan, Mike Sheridan, 174 Mistletoe Road. I was asking Bill, how the new camps or sites are coming along?
This camp?
Yeah.
We put the water and sewer in. I didn't think I'd ever see it. They told me, or they stopped me, well, you'll have a permit in maybe a month or so, almost a year. Well, $7,000 later, well, they got off the rear end and approved it. Nothing has changed. And, the only thing is I have to put a permit or a pit in. I don't know what it is, I have orders. I have to put a pit in down at the end of the road here and down today. I have to put a pit in somewhere. And, we're putting electricity in now, once we get that done. Should be, well, I gotta make a road. You can't drive down that road now, mud. But, come on.
Getting closer.
Come on.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh, well, she has a hand up, she don't have it up no more, so
I just wanted to say, thank you to the board, whoever did the road behind my home. I want to say thank you for taking care of that. Thank you for putting that extra cover over the light by your office.
we changed out the lights.
Yes, because you got the new ones.
Rob and Peter take off.
That's all right, I've done that quite a few times. Anyhow, I would like, my daughter and I would like to paint the shed and the poles. The light poles are old. Take one joy to clean them all up and paint them. Got a problem with that?
Sure, you ain't got a problem with that, Bill. The two light poles right out front of the office, two black ones that go like this, out front of the office. She wants to know if she can paint those and paint your shed.
Help yourself.
Okay, I will, but I need some paint.
Okay, I'll get with me.
Okay.
Pass the brown left over from the fence.
Yeah, we'll provide that. That's, yeah, it was brown.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Kathy Egan, Fairfield Lane. Okay, I would like permission, if possible, to do a few touch-ups on this building, to update the bathroom. I'll do the work. I would like to, we're having our wedding here in July, and I do the food bank here. So I had time to kind of just stare at stuff. And so I noticed that, especially that wall, there's probably 1,000 push pin holes in it, which really kind of upset me a little bit. So I wanted to repaint that wall, update the bathrooms a little bit. I don't know who washes the windows and stuff, but I'll be happy to do it. And so that's, I needed permission to do that. And also maybe a tiny little sign, that's teeny tiny that says, please do not put tape or push pin, thumbtacks into the walls. They can use scan strips or something like that for events. Because if you look at that wall very closely, it's bad. There's 1,000 holes in it. And so I did a lot of volunteer work for the Happy Fire Department and another community that I did. I've only been here a year. So I do volunteer a lot, but I know I need to get permission. And I just think it needs a little bit of tweaking and updating. It's in great shape, but I also noticed there's a spigot outside. I'd like to wash the windows on the outside and paint the green rail on the deck out here.
Sure, and yes, and there's some brown underneath that. Get up to me in the office and we'll get everything you need, get you rounded up and let you loose.
And the other thing is, my house is designed, it's on the dead end on Bear Paw, it's full with old windows. Also, we could use a little gravel, it's like a mud pit over there. But my house is, for the wedding, I'm purchasing, for, what do you call those, beach stroke sets. They're like tall with 2 chairs. And I will have no use for them after the wedding. My porch is wrapped around and it's totally enclosed. They built it to be a skating rink, but I use it as a porch. So I will donate them to the hall for the balcony if you want them when I'm done with the wedding.
Okay, sure, thank you.
All I need you to do is pay for the paint.
Okay.
We'll reimburse you for the pay.
Okay, I'll help. Sounds good. Oh, yeah. I told him, don't say anything. And that's about it, so.
Yes, ma'am.
They're good. Our house came unfinished. So they left a lot of supplies. So I have several boxes of coming through floor. It's the kind you snap together. The bathroom floor, now I don't have enough to do this hall, but the bathroom, this first bathroom floor is a disaster. You can tell the tile has outlived its usefulness. So I have enough to do that room, and it's real easy to put down. And then I would just put the black rubber trimming around it so that it can be cleaned easily. I mean, it came with our house, we have no use for it, so. And then we have, of course, a door strip that would transition from the blue tile right here. So that, you know, it's not just an unfinished one floor to the next.
Get up with me up in the office.
Okay.
We'll go from there and we'll get everything done.
Okay.
At least one more.
Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. That's pretty normal for me. I'm 68, okay? I have the exact crate and barrel couch set that you have in the library. I have the exact one at home. And so I reupholstered, they're wonderful, they're just wonderful. And I reupholstered it. I have the fabric, I wanted to reupholster these cushions to blend with the card table and the blue carpet. Because the cushions, although they're clean, they're from 1980.
We'll see about that.
And it's very easy to do. It would take me one day, so that's.
You need a sample of what you're talking about.
I sure would. I sure would.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question. Are the blue tarps, are they still legal or not? Are they legal?
No. Green and brown.
Okay, in our circle, there's a lot of blue tarps. What do we do?
Write them up again. And I probably already wrote them up. I could probably take them already into court for it.
Probably.
I know where it is. But, Nathan.
Nathan Lashane, 191 Christopher, lot 2161. I submitted a name of a food truck to the office. I hope you guys got it. Patterson's down in Patton. They are extremely interested in coming in here. So hopefully you have a chance to reach out to them. The truck food's pretty good. They got a chicken wagon as well, so they'll do like food events for food and stuff like that. So, okay. Please reach out to them. They're very, very interested.
If I do some shrub trimming and tree branch trimming or the shed where we're gonna paint or decorating, if I pile it neatly and you guys take the stuff away.
Yes.
It should be fine.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as the food bank goes, I do the food bank here now. Since I have so many people here. If we're low on peanut butter and pasta, if anybody's interested in donating anything, we do that on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of each month. And we could use some peanut butter and pasta if anybody. You can either drop it at my house, 138 Bear Paul, or I could leave. The office. The office, okay, that's good. Okay, that's great, that's it. Are you sure? No. Don't bank on it.
We take an adjournment meeting. We have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I second.
Meeting adjourned.
Next meeting.
Cutting side here.
We don't want to see a situation where
No, I read it on Fox Ridge.
You should.
I just wanted,
Yeah, I'm